Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. I'm Zimran Business Wala from
Well,
Stral and student of Farhan College. Today we will have very special guest Chat GPT. Our topic is secret, the secret to building a lasting habit. Good habit can transform our life, improve our productivity, and help us achieve long-term success. Today we will explore practical strategies for building habits that actually last. So let's begin our interview with ChatGPT. ChatGPT, first of all, tell me what's a habit?
absolutely. A habit is basically a routine or behavior that we perform regularly, often automatically. And it can be a small action or something big, depending on how often we repeat it. Habits are formed through consistency and repetition until they become part of our daily life.
Why are habits so important in our daily lives?
That's a great question. Habits are important because they shape a huge part of our daily life, often without us even thinking about them. Good habits can boost our productivity, keep us healthy, and keep us aligned with our goals. So, in a sense, they're like the building blocks of our success.
And what is the secret to building lasting habits?
The secret really lies in starting small and being consistent. So instead of trying to overhaul your entire routine at once, you pick a tiny, manageable action, repeat it daily, and build from there. It's that steady, small progress that really turns into lasting change.
Why do most people fail to stick their habits?
A big reason is that they try to change too much too quickly, so it feels overwhelming. They might also lack a clear plan, or they don't track their progress, and so they lose hope. But when you have small, consistent steps, it's much easier to keep going.
How long does it usually take to build a habit?
It really varies from person to person, but a common idea is about 21 to 66 days. On average, many habits take a couple of months to really stick, so patience and persistence are key.
Is motivation enough to create lasting habits?
Motivation definitely helps, but it's not always enough on its own. Over time, motivation can fade. So, what's crucial is creating a solid routine, using triggers, and building that habit into your environment.
Okay, what's the difference between motivation and discipline?
Great question. Motivation is that initial spark or feeling that pushes you to start, but discipline is what keeps you going even when the motivation fades. Discipline is about showing up every day, no matter how you feel.
Is motivation enough to create lasting habits?
Motivation is really helpful to get started, but it's usually not enough by itself. Lasting habits come from daily discipline, small, consistent actions, and setting up a routine, even on days when you don't feel super motivated.
Why should we start with small habits instead of big goals?
Starting small helps because it's easier to stay consistent. Small habits are less intimidating, so you build confidence and momentum. Once those small habits are steady, you can expand them into bigger goals without burning out.
Can you explain the 1% improvement everyday concept?
Absolutely. The idea is that you make tiny incremental improvements, just 1% better every single day. Over time, those small improvements compound and you end up making huge progress, even if it feels slow at first.
How can consistency lead to success?
Yes, absolutely. Inconsistency is often what derails progress. When we skip too many days or let ourselves get off track, those small habits never fully form. But if we stay consistent, even when it's imperfect, success is much more likely.
What role does our environment play in our habit formation?
Our environment plays a huge role because it shapes our cues and triggers. If your environment reminds you of your habits, like having your workout shoes by the door or setting a reminder, it makes it so much easier to stick to them long term.
How can we remove distraction while building new habits?
One effective way is to minimize digital distractions, like turning off notifications or setting a dedicated time and place for your habit. Also, reduce clutter around you so your focus is on the habit itself, not on other temptations.
What's habit stacking and how does it work?
Habit tracking is when you record each time you complete your habit, like using a calendar, an app, or a journal. By visually seeing your progress, it keeps you accountable, motivates you to keep going, and helps you identify patterns.
Why is having a daily routine important?
A daily routine is important because it creates stability and structure. It reduces decision fatigue, so you know exactly when you're doing what, and it helps you prioritize your habits and goals each day.
How can students develop better study habits?
To develop better study habits, start by setting a regular time and place for studying. Break your study sessions into smaller focused blocks, like using the Pomodoro technique, and track your progress. Also, limit distractions and review regularly to reinforce what you've learned.
What are the best morning habits for productivity?
Some of the best morning habits include waking up at a consistent time, starting with some light exercise or stretching, planning your top priorities for the day, and having a small morning ritual like reading or journaling, so you set a positive tone for the rest of the day.
What evening habits can improve our lives?
Evening habits can be really powerful too. Things like setting a regular bedtime, limiting screen time, reflecting on your day, or even a short evening walk can help you wind down, reduce stress, and set you up for a more restful night and a productive next day.
Okay, how can people break bad habits?
Breaking bad habits often means becoming really aware of the triggers and replacing them with healthier alternatives. You can also make bad habits harder to do, like removing them from your environment, and build in positive reinforcement when you succeed.
Why do bad habits feel easier than good habits?
Bad habits often give us instant gratification, so they feel easier and more rewarding in the moment. Good habits, on the other hand, often take time and effort before we see the payoff, so that delayed reward makes them feel harder at first.
What should we do if we miss a day?
If you miss a day, don't be too hard on yourself. Just get back on track the next day. Consistency matters more than perfection, so one slip up doesn't mean you failed. Just pick up and keep going.
Is it okay to while building habits?
To avoid burnout, keep your habits realistic and balanced. Make sure you're not overwhelming yourself with too many changes at once. Also, give yourself rest days and celebrate small wins. This keeps you motivated without burning out.
How can tracking our habits help us stay consistent?
Tracking your habits gives you a clear visual of your progress, so you can see how often you're following through. It also keeps you accountable and helps you recognize patterns like what days you're more successful, so you can adjust and stay consistent.
Can friends and family influence our habits?
Absolutely. Friends and family can have a big impact. They can provide support, keep you accountable, and even join you in your habits, which makes them easier to stick to and more fun.
How does mindset affect habit building?
Mindset is huge because if you have a positive, growth oriented mindset, you see setbacks as learning opportunities. You believe you can improve, so you stay committed even when it gets tough.
What are some habits of successful people?
Many successful people have habits like setting clear daily goals, prioritizing their most important tasks, maintaining a morning routine, continuous learning, and reflecting on their progress regularly.
How can reading become a daily habit?
To make reading a daily habit, set a specific time each day, like in the morning or before bed, and keep your book or reading material within easy reach. Start with short sessions, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and build up as it becomes a routine.
How can we develop a regular exercise habit?
A great way is to schedule your workouts at the same time each day so they become part of your routine. Start with activities you enjoy and keep them short and realistic at first. Tracking your progress and finding a workout buddy can also keep you motivated.
What are some healthy habits everyone should adopt?
Some key healthy habits include staying hydrated, getting enough sleep, eating a balanced diet, moving your body regularly, and taking time to manage stress, like through mindfulness or just quiet breaks.
Okay, how can social media affect our habits?
Social media can be a double edged sword. It can inspire us with new ideas, but it can also be a major distraction. If we're not careful, it can pull us away from positive habits. So, being intentional, like setting limits, can help us stay balanced.
What advice do you have for someone struggling with consistency?
If you're struggling with consistency, start by being kind to yourself. Small steps are still progress. Try focusing on just one habit at a time. Set reminders and celebrate the small wins. And if you slip up, just get back on track. You've got this.
What's the biggest mistake people make when building habits?
One of the biggest mistakes is trying to change too many things at once or setting goals that are too big. When habits feel unmanageable, it's easy to give up. So starting small and being patient is key.
If you could recommend only one habit, what would it be and why?
I'd recommend starting with a daily morning routine. Just something simple like waking up same time, setting one or two priorities, and doing a small intentional action. It sets a positive tone for the day and helps you build momentum.
Finally, what message would you like to give to our viewers about building lasting habits?
I'd say to my viewers, be patient and kind to yourselves. Building lasting habits is a journey, not a sprint. Keep showing up, focus on small steps, and trust that your efforts will pay off over time.
Thank you, ChatGPT, for sharing your such a valuable insights on the topic, the secret to building lasting habits. I hope our viewers found this interview informative, practical, and inspiring. If you enjoyed this interview, please like, share, and subscribe. Until that, Allah Hafiz. See you in the next interview with interesting topic. Until that, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That was perfect. You had a really nice flow, and I think your viewers will get a lot out of it. If you need any help with future topics or edits, just let me know.